A warm welcome to the newsroom with Fidelia Aguncha. Some civil society organizations have asked President Muhammadu Buhari to probe Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, over 14 high-profile corruption cases. In a letter sent to the president during the weekend, the CSOs listed financial fraud and other influence peddling among the allegations leveled against the AGF. The letter was signed by Olarinwaju Suraj, Chairman, Civil Society Network Against Corruption, Debo Adeniran, Chairman, Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, Kakol, and Ezenwa Nwago of Say No campaign. In the letter, the CSO said there are very strong allegations of corruption against Abubakar Malami with clear evidence, and the president must act now. They also accused the AGF of auctioning some sea vessels holding crude oil seized by the federal government. The CSO said the immediate option before the AGF is to resign and give way for full inquiries into the allegations against him. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has filed additional 7 charges against a former Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, over money laundering allegations involving about 400 million naira. The trial of the ex-AGF was expected to begin on Monday, which is today, but it was stalled due to the amended charges. At the resumed trial today, the prosecutor, Salah Sanga, informed the court of an amended charge that was filed on July 29 and has been served on all defendants. The trial judge, Justice Ekwe, who frowned at the late filing of the amended charge, adjourned the trial until Tuesday on grounds that he is yet to cite the amended charges. In the count, Adoke was accused of, among others, receiving the dollar equivalent of 300 million naira from one Aliyu Abubakar, paying the dollar equivalent of 367 million naira to one Usman Mohammed, and allegedly using the sum of 300 million naira, which was alleged to be part of the proceeds of unlawful activity, in all violations of various provisions of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act of 2011. Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, has linked 2 former governors of Delta State, James Ibori and Emmanuel Oduaha, to the various contracts awarded by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. Others on the list submitted to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, on July 23rd by Akpabio are the Chief Whip of the Senate, Ojiuzo Kalu, and Ifeanyi Ararume, among others. The letter, which was also copied to the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, was titled Some Niger Delta Development Commission Contracts Allegedly Given to Some Members of the National Assembly. The emergency repairs project linked to the lawmakers were awarded in 2018 at a cost which ranged from 400 million naira to 560 million naira each. The House of Representatives had directed Akpabio to make public the names of lawmakers both past and present who he alleged got up to 60% of NDDC contracts. Well, let's now talk security. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has alleged that there is sabotage in the system that will not allow insurgency to end in the northeast. He said this on Sunday when he met with governors of Kebbi and Jigawa State, Atiku Bagudu and Badaru Abubakar, who paid him a solidarity visit over the recent attack in Baga, a town in Borno State. According to Zulum, some elements are trying to frustrate the efforts of the government in ending the insurgency, and President Muhammadu Buhari needs to know the truth. He said, quote, "There is sabotage in the system that will not allow insurgency to end. The president has to know this very important point." He therefore called on the president to examine the security situation in the region critically to ensure the effort of his administration was not in vain. We'll take a break here to bring you more stories. Stay with us.
Shegun.
Alpha, say tomorrow still day on.
What's your tomorrow?
Community meeting now.
You know they here, Abi?
Now beggy. See, if we meet for my house, Inside parlor, then go no.
This COVID-19 is not a child's play. If you want to elect a new secretary, we fit to do one for WhatsApp, or for Skype, or even on Zoom. Or we just wait. I will not negotiate this social distancing. It is non-negotiable.
Not every infected person shows symptoms, but every infected person is contagious. Avoid large gatherings and self-isolate if you think you might have come in contact with a carrier. Your safety and the safety of others is in your hands.
This message is from the Akinfade Foundation in partnership with the National Orientation Agency with support from MacArthur Foundation.
Welcome back. The National Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has reported a drop in the number of new COVID-19 infections across Nigeria. In a tweet on Sunday, the NCDC said 304 new cases were confirmed in the last 24 hours. Now, this is the lowest daily rise in exactly 8 weeks. The new infections were recorded in 14 states and the FCT, with Lagos leading the chart with 81 cases. The daily recovery rate was also at its lowest in 10 days, with 221 people discharged on Sunday, bringing the current total number of recoveries to 20,308. Also, with 5 new deaths, the fatality toll has risen to 888. All graduating students returning to schools in Ogun State must present a COVID-19 test result before they can be allowed entry into the facility. The Ogun State government announced this in a statement issued on Sunday by the Special Advisor to the State Governor on Basic and Secondary Education, Runke Shoyombo. Shoyombo said the presentation of a COVID-19 free certificate by SS3 students will form a major prerequisite for allowing them into boarding schools across the state, as those schools are expected to be reopened from Monday. The statement also noted that the government is expected to bear the full cost of COVID-19 tests for the students of government-owned schools, while parents and owners of private schools are expected to do the same for their students. Shoyombo said it became necessary to remind the general public, particularly parents and operators in the education sector, of the government's position after a protest was staged by parents of some of the students who presented themselves for tests over the alleged payment of 25,000 naira before the test could be carried out. Among other initiatives put in place by the government is the distribution of face masks to all schools in the state, both public and private. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says coronavirus tests conducted within its molecular laboratories across the country are free of charge. It stated this on Sunday via its verified Twitter handle on Sunday. Now, according to the agency, the scale-up of testing is key in assessing the nation's COVID-19 situation and coordinating response across the country. The 61 NCDC facilities are located in 30 states across the country and Federal Capital Territory. Some of them include the State Specialist Hospital Amakara in Abia State, Federal Medical Center Yola Adamawa State, Molecular Diagnostic Laboratory Akwa Ibom State, and Virology Lagos University Teaching Hospital Lagos, among others. NCDC's tweet came amid the controversy over the COVID-19 test to be conducted for SS3 students preparing for the West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination in Ogun State. Worship centers in Lagos State will be allowed to reopen from Friday, August 7. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced this at a press conference where he gave updates on how the state is managing the global pandemic. According to the governor, the regular once-a-week service at designated days and gatherings should not exceed 50 persons. Sanwo-Olu also revealed that restaurants, social clubs who have met the conditions are permitted to open from Friday, August 14 for in-dining, but did not permit the reopening of nightclubs and cinemas.
Places of worship in Lagos will now be open from Friday, the 7th of August, for our Muslim worshippers, and on Sunday, the 9th of August, for our Christian worshippers. But we will only be allowing 50% of their capacity, a maximum of 50% of their capacity at either the church or at the mosque. Church who has a Saturday worship day will also be allowed to start holding their Saturday worship. Restaurants will now be permitted to open for in-dining services from the 14th of August, with a proviso to keep 50% occupancy capacity, meaning that they can now open from the 14th, but ensuring that they keep 50% of their capacity as for in-dining provisions. Social clubs and recreational centers, they will also be allowed to open from the 14th. The ones that have met the condition and have applied to the Safety Commission, some of them have already met the condition, some of them have applied. Between now and the 14th, they will go back and recertify them and just ensure that they are ready, and from the 14th, they can be open to their members. However, we will still not be able to open nightclubs, cinemas, and game arcades for now, but we'll be observing in the weeks after the first opening how the events have turned before we come back to other social activities around nightclubs, spas, game arcades, and cinemas. We will be increasing the permissible capacity for public gathering from 20 that we had in the past month to 50 persons.
3 ministers in Gambia's government have tested positive for the coronavirus days after the country's president Issatu Toure contracted the virus. The presidency confirmed this in a statement that the finance minister, petroleum and energy minister, as well as the Minister of Agriculture have all tested positive for the virus. Last week, President Adama Barrow said he would self-isolate for 2 weeks after the vice president tested positive. The Gambia has so far confirmed nearly 500 coronavirus cases and 9 deaths. Let's take a break here to bring you business stories and more. South African company Shoprite Holdings Limited has announced plans to discontinue its operations and auction off its outlet in Nigeria. The company noted that its decision is hinged on the approaches from various potential investors and in line with its reevaluation of the group's operating model in Nigeria. In its operational and voluntary trading update released on Monday, Shoprite revealed that its Nigerian business posted a minus 6.3% decline in sales for the year ending June 2020. The company entered the Nigerian market in 2005, and its exit continues a trend of South African retail businesses struggling in Africa's most populated nations. Deposit money banks have commenced the implementation of the Central Bank of Nigeria's Global Standing Instruction, which allows them to recover outstanding debts of debtors from other banks. Last month, the Apex Bank came up with a new guideline that allows banks to seize loan defaulters' funds in other accounts. According to the Apex Bank's operational guideline for Global Standing Instruction (GSI), this allows financial institutions to access funds of defaulting debtors that are deposited in other banks with effect from August 1, 2020. The GSI is limited to debt recovery only and can only be implemented on individual accounts. At least 20 people have been killed with over 40 injured in a high-profile attack by the Islamic State group on a central prison in the eastern Afghan city of Jalalabad. The attack began on Sunday evening when a car bomb was detonated at the prison's entrance by gunmen. It continued through the night and into Monday morning with the IS militants battling security forces. The attack happened on the third and final day of a temporary ceasefire between the Afghan government and the Taliban, with hundreds of Taliban prisoners released in an effort to get peace talks moving between the two sides. To sports now, Bordeaux winger Samuel Kalu resumed training behind closed doors in Helion on Sunday. The announcement was made by the club through its official Twitter handle. Kalu tested positive for COVID-19 on his return from Nigeria and was quarantined for 2 weeks afterwards. The 22-year-old has made 20 League One appearances and scored once with an assist last season and will be eager to surpass that feat this term. And that's the latest from the newsroom. Many thanks for joining us. Bye for now.